Well, it's a new era for the New York Yankees, or should I say a return to a pre-George Steinbrenner era.
Beards and being able to have beards is so important to this generation. There will be parameters.
That's right, the Yankees have dropped their facial hair ban. Is it a signal of a larger culture shift coming for the organization? We'll talk about it right now. State of the Yankees coming up. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And welcome to Terrence Kemp, my co-host from Los Angeles. And congratulations to Baseball Card Person. He says day 254 of asking for my comment to be on the show. Today is your lucky day. Let's hear it for Baseball Card Person.
Golf club.
All right, Terrence. So we'll talk about today's game in just a minute. But we got a little bit of a culture shift happening here, man. How you feeling about this whole thing?
It's funny. I thought the day was coming eventually, and I think Hal Steinbrenner put it best. If the beards were going to get in the way of them acquiring a player, then that just can't happen. It just can't. It can't get in the way of winning. I'll tell you a quick story, Derek. I actually, at my job, I met Jesse Winker when the Mets were in town to play the Dodgers.
You mentioned that,
in the NLCS. And we chatted a little bit, and Jesse Winker's got the long hair with the beard. He's a great guy. And I just kind of went like, have you ever heard anything about guys not wanting to be Yankees because of the beard? Like, would you shave to be a Yankee? And he was like, his response was, you're never bigger than the team. So most guys will conform with the rule. But he did say, like, for somebody like Austin Wells, who has to shave literally every day because they got quite a heavy beard, he's like, it does kind of get annoying, I'll admit. And I understand that. So I think honestly, Devin Williams in his picture has this like tight, kind of like what you got going on right now, Derek. It's like close to the skin. I think that's fine. I don't see a problem with it.
And this is pretty much as full as it gets for me. So I'd be good if it was, if I was a Yankee. No, I think that, close shaves, is, a little bit of stubble, a light beard is fine. It's not going to hurt team chemistry. It doesn't make you look any less professional. I was saying today, my tax guy's got blue hair. Like, nobody cares anymore. People can do whatever. Nobody cares what you look like as long as you do your job. And I think it's, possibly part of a culture shift. I mean, what else can the Yankees do to be more fun again, right? I feel like, since they're not winning, fair. They got to the World Series last year, but they haven't won a World Series in quite some time. That aura of being the team is gone. That team is the Dodgers now. Everybody picks the Dodgers. All the international players want to play for the Dodgers. What can the Yankees do to be that team again? I feel like getting out of these antiquated rules with the beard is one step. Do you think there's anything else culturally that they could do to be more fun?
I mean, not really. You saw it last season even. I remember Alex Verdugo wearing like yellow spikes and Jazz Chisholm with the ice cream glove and even that kind of stuff.
City Connect. What about a City Connect?
A City Connect, this is where I draw the line is the uniforms, funny enough. I do look at the Dallas Cowboys. They wear white at home. Like that, they have alternate uniforms, but I guess the Yankees and the Cowboys are kind of the same sort of. They're a comp, I think, across leagues, and they've kind of gone out there, but they've kept it very traditional. So for a City Connect, my idea would be doing basically like the Yankee pinstripes, like the normal home pinstripes, but make them cream to give them that kind of like Babe Ruth kind of era vibe, like that old school vibe, and then like change up the font, I guess, a little bit. But I really wouldn't want to do anything more than that. I saw some mock-ups of like doing this like Lady Liberty green kind of thing, and I don't know, man. I'm not really like down for it. I think the cream pinstripes on Sundays would be cool for like a City Connect, but other than that, I'm not really like trying to do all that.
What about like an alternate on the road? Like some, those blue jerseys they wear for spring training? Those are kind of hype, man. I would wear those on the road, not every time, but maybe like weekends or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not against a Navy alternate on the road. Not the one with the interlocking NY though, the one that says New York across the chest on the road, doing that one on the road as an alternate. I'm down for that, but I feel like Yankee pinstripes at home, period, end of discussion. Like Real Madrid in soccer wears white at home, period. They always do. It's just kind of one of those things.
So we know Devin Williams he's already growing his beard. Like that's, who
Yeah.
else is going to take advantage of this policy? Like who's going to show up on opening day against the Brewers and he's going to run out to the first baseline and they're going to say, and playing such and such, number whatever, and now featuring a beard. Who do we think? I mean, Austin Wells probably, like you said, he has to shave all the time. I feel like he's going to let it go.
Oh yeah.
I still don't think Judge is going to grow one, even though he had one like in the off season. I could see maybe Garrett Cole like he did in Houston, maybe a light beard, but not like a full blown beard.
I think Austin Wells definitely, because it's such a pain in the ass for him to shave all the time, and it's a convenience thing. Anthony Volpe can't grow a beard, and neither can Ben Rice. I think Garrett Cole will probably rock a little bit of that kind of stubble. I think Carlos Rodon definitely. He's like a pretty
for
bearded
sure
guy. I would say the Martian. Martian can grow a pretty
Yeah.
nice one. He's probably going to rock it, I would think. And Goldschmidt, he'll kind of have that light stubble thing going on. And like I said, man, I don't have an issue with it as long as you're not doing like Johnny Damon Red Sox caveman vibes. Just keep it close to the skin.
I like what Brian Cashman said. We're not going to go Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
But Belly, somebody said Bellinger. I could definitely see him showing up with a beard. I don't think Jazz will grow one because he didn't have one in Miami. Like he just seems like he's a clean shaven kind of guy. Who else we got? I'm sure he can. He's almost 30. I'm sure he can grow. Although to be fair, I was in my 30s before I could really grow a full beard. And it's still not. I mean, it's still not great. I mean, look how patchy.
No, yours comes in like I'm 24 and I only really get like the around this area and then like very patchy on the sides. I actually shaved this morning, funny enough. So talk about culture there, but I don't think Judge will do it. I don't think a lot of guys will do it. I really just see Wells because it's inconvenient. Rodon because he has to shave all the time. Belly, Goldschmidt, Martian, Cole. I feel like that's all I can really say. Oh, and Devin Williams. I think Devin Williams is kind of the guy who started it because in his like team photos, he already kind of had the beard coming in, and I was like,
it's a little sketchy there.
Beard, man.
Kind of pushing the limits there a little bit over there. No, I agree with you 100%. All right, so let's talk about game one of the spring training schedule here. I didn't get to watch as closely as I would have liked to because I was covering foul territory right during that window. Spring training games are a pain in the butt for me. But we got a few notes here. Jazz Chisholm at second base today. So that answers one question, where the Yankees are viewing him. He made a nice, smooth, backhanded play in the first inning that I liked, a strong throw. Looking at Volpe, he buffed up. Like he is looking, my man's looking jacked right now. And he threw one away, also hustling down the line. You like that he's hustling even in spring. Bellinger looks smooth to me in center field, not only on the nice play where he kind of slid and picked up a short hop and threw the runner out at second, but there was one just a pop-up towards like shallow right field, and he just glided in there, kind of like Bernie, just nice, even stride. Dominguez in the leadoff spot where I've been putting him all winter in my mock lineups, walked in his first at-bat after having a full count, so that's good. He was also hustling today. He looks to be in great shape. He also bobbled a ground ball to left, so not a great start there. I swear to God, Terrence, I saw that, and I did the Picard facepalm. It's nice and
Do you have the Vietnam helicopter flashback from last season?
That's a great one. That's a great reference. Your references are the best, man. Everybody knows that. Goldschmidt. I like that he chokes up on the bat. I didn't realize that he choked up on the bat. But to me, I've always liked that. Yeah, he's old school. Barry Bonds choked up on the bat. Nothing wrong with it. I know that like they, when you're getting the bat around a little bit slower as a kid, somebody will say, well, choke up. But that's something that works when you're a kid. But I don't think enough professionals do it because it does give you a little bit more bat control, a little bit more barrel control. And if you're just trying to barrel up the ball, like if you look at his swing, it's almost like he's swinging a paddle, right? Just the way he has that very short follow through, it makes sense that he would choke up and just try to control the barrel a little bit.
It's almost like a cricket swing. Like he's
it really is.
Bat, keeping it really flat through the zone there, but he golfed one kind of like off the wall for a double today, Goldschmidt. And dude, I saw this crazy stat that Rizzo only had one hit last season that was hit harder than the double that Goldschmidt hit today. So I honestly, like, I understand people wanted, Walker or Alonso. They wanted a better first base option. I'm really down for it. It's a 1-year deal. It's like kind of a low risk deal. If he's terrible, it's kind of like, okay, you only have him for a year. And I do think there's a little bit of baseball left. I think he's a good veteran presence. He won the MVP in 2022, which is like not that long ago, honestly. It's not like he won it in 2015, right?
I feel like that was 5 minutes ago. It feels like 2 weeks ago. That was when Judge hit 62 home runs and won the MVP. I mean, that is not. We're not talking about how different a player Judge is now. I mean, he's pretty much the same guy. Now, Belly is older. He's 37, but we don't need him to be MVP. Goldschmidt. We don't need him to be MVP Goldschmidt. Like you said, just be better than Rizzo. If he hits 260, with 25 home runs, that's leaps and bounds better than Anthony Rizzo. So
I think 30 is on the table, Derek, for him. Seriously,
it could be
30. I think 30 is on the table. It's a lot, but I think he can do it.
I was impressed by the left-handed pitcher Jeffrey Gilbert today. He came in after Brubaker left. I didn't see Brubaker's injury. You told me beforehand he got hit by a comebacker. What happened?
Yeah, so he just he threw a pitch and then he took a comebacker off like his back, like kind of his back hip area looked like. It wasn't like Bobby Miller with the Dodgers. That was scary if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, but he took it off like the back. I don't really think he was I'm sure it was painful. I don't think he was in an enormous amount of pain. So he kind of laid there for a second. Then he walked off on his own power. And the Yankees just took him out of the game because it's the first game of spring training. It's a total precaution. There's no point in leaving him in there. They're just going to take him out. So I think he's fine. I haven't seen any official news, Derek. I'm sure it's just kind of like he has a bruise. He'll be, he's just going to take it easy for a day or two and he'll be fine.
I thought Efros looked decent. His movement was good. His movement was better than it was last year when he came up. But overall, I mean, hey, picking up a dub, even though it's spring training, is better than dropping one. So
just FYI, this is a Brooklyn Dodger. This is a Brooklyn Dodger hat, not a Boston hat. I just got a comment about that. And the reason being, my grandfather grew up a big Brooklyn Dodger fan, so it's a little bit of an homage to him. Plus, I'm in LA, but we're all Yankees here, man. That's it. So
yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But hey, we'll take the first win. Let's talk a little bit about the team because we did get some rough news here. Chase Hampton, number 6 prospect, underwent Tommy John surgery today. We saw Stroman today. Does the fact that we just lost our top pitching prospect make a deal a little less likely for him? I mean, because we just lost somebody who could step in.
Yeah, I just think that with Marcus Stroman, they're just going to wait for it to shake out because, God forbid, Clark Schmidt's back is still barking by opening day. Then all of a sudden he's your 5th starter. So Michael Kay was saying this on the broadcast, but I think teams across the league last year used like an average of 12.9 starting pitchers throughout the season. In today's game, pitchers get hurt. You need the depth. That's why I like the Carrasco signing. It is very expensive to have a 6th starter at $18 million. That's not really ideal, but you do need the depth. And he's going to eat a roster spot. It's not like they can put him in AAA or anything like that. So he's probably going to, I guess, take a roster spot in the bullpen, and I don't really know what they're going to do with him, deal him or not. But I think they just got to wait to see how the rotation shakes out and who's healthy, who's not, and see how that works out. But you saw, what was it, forearm tightness? And he was going back to New York, and I was like, that's Tommy John. Like, he's done.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, always.
What were your thoughts on the Boone extension? I said on here that I'm not like a Boone hater, and I'm not like a Boone apology guy either, apologist. I'm just kind of like, whatever. He's the manager. I don't think he really does all that much. I feel like a lot of it comes from the front office, and if you replace him, you're just going to bring in a different version of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really just think that Boone is, I don't want to be mean here, but I will be a puppet. I think he's a puppet. I think he's a front office puppet. I think that the front office basically gives him hey, this is our game plan, and this is what we think you should do, and we highly recommend you do this. And if you don't do this and it doesn't go well, you're really going to have to answer for that. And I think that he very rarely deviates from that decision. I think he handles the media pretty well, and I'm sure the guys in the clubhouse like him, which is all really a manager is now. And yes, if they fired him or they got rid of him for whatever reason, they're not bringing in, Lou Piniella or Buck Showalter. He's just not. It's just not happening. They're getting another analytics guy who's going to be like 30, who I don't know is going to like connect with the players and stuff. It's just a different game now.
Tony on here said, I'm a little bit too pro analytics. And then he says it's weak. First of all, fuck you, Tony. Second of all, I'm not even really like an analytics guy. I have people on who talk analytics. Like Aiden is my analytics guy. He's like, he's the guy who knows analytics. I mostly do old school stats. So fuck Tony. Tony can suck a dick. Go ahead. I think
that was so unhinged. I loved it though.
I mean, it's been a long day and I'm not feeling great. And I just,
it was a long day. Fuck
whatever.
Off, Tony. All right.
Yeah. What does Tony know?
All analytics is
it's data.
Information. It's information. Right. That's it. You can live and die, but guess what, man? Everybody in Major League Baseball is all in on the analytics, and it's in the NBA now with the 3-point shot. It's in the NFL with going in for fourth down. I don't really know how it's instituted in the NHL, but every league, every pro sport does it, and baseball is obsessed with it because baseball's got about 37,000 different stats to evaluate a player. Period. End of the discussion. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just data. It's how you interpret the data. So we're pulling up Tony. I wish I had like a middle finger emoji I could put up.
Just throw it up. Just throw it up with your hand.
Whatever.
I can't believe you've done this.
All right, what else is on your mind, man? State of the Yanks here. Now's the time to air your grievances. Air your grievances. What do we got on your mind here?
Well, I saw something that you said about Oswald Peraza, and I am with you. I'm hoping that he wins the third base job for a few reasons. Oswaldo, I like him better in the utility role. I like him better kind of roving around the entire field, the entire infield, even the outfield. And I hope he wins that job. This is also like his last opportunity to prove it. Out of options, you're 24 years old. Like, let's see it. Let's see it. And if he sucks, then you address it at the deadline. And that's how I think third base should be handled. And I don't know if you saw the Bellinger play where he made a really nice play where it was like during Boone's interview, like live during the game.
Yeah, where he scooped.
Yeah. He scooped and he threw the guy out. So I think Bellinger in center, I mean, I love Aaron Judge, but Bellinger's a better defensive center fielder than Aaron Judge is. So I think the defense looked a lot crisper than it did last year. I think that was a point of focus, obviously. The offense may have taken a little bit of a hit, but I really think Jazz is a guy who can go 30-30. I think that the Martian has that kind of potential. I don't want to ask that of a rookie, but I think he's that good. And that sort of offensive output, I think will fill the hole that Soto left, unfortunately, with the offense. And their defense is better. It is.
I saw two nice pieces of base running today. The Martian in the first inning where he went first to third on the Bellinger single. And then Goldschmidt where there was the play where he, kind of had to – he kind of got caught in between two spots, but he made it home and scored. What did you think of the little minor war of words between Aaron Judge and Juan Soto? I'm sure you saw this, where Judge is like, well, that seems that's where he wanted to be. I would definitely disagree that, the Mets are going to be more successful over the next decade. And Soto's like, well, of course he's going to say that. The Marlins, if you ask them, would say they're going to be more successful. And, Soto, I don't think he did anything wrong, and I don't think Judge did anything wrong. It feels like social media is kind of making it bigger than it is. I saw the truck that he bought for Beatty, $92,000. Look, if you're getting paid $765 million, you better be giving me a Bentley with a bow on it, not a frickin' whatever it was, a Jeep Wrangler or some shit.
I think from what I understand, that was Brett Beatty's dream car. That's kind of weak.
Oh, okay.
But
that's a weak dream, man.
That is a weak dream. Dream higher. You're a Major League Baseball player. But to quote Derek, first of all, Juan, fuck you. All right. I don't think anything that Aaron Judge said was wrong. What do you want him to say? Like, I don't think anything he said was bad, honestly. Like, of course he's gonna say, every guy on any team is gonna say we have the best chance to win. And that's basically what Juan Soto said. I definitely think that it was much more like the media kind of blowing it out of proportion. I don't think anything that Aaron Judge said was bad. And then Juan was kind of like, of course he would say that. And it's like, well, Juan, I mean, if I got offered $765 million from the Mets, I'd probably have to consider playing there too.
Yeah. I mean, the Yankees made him a fair offer. I can't blame him for taking, just say it. Just be honest. Just be like, hey, they offered me $765 million. They got the richest owner in baseball who's probably going to buy Vladdy and buy whoever else we, tell him to get in the next decade. That's why I signed there. I still think the Yankees are going to have more success over the next decade. I agree with Aaron Judge on this because they're just a better like they're going to develop better. They're, people want to play for the Pinstripes. I mean, it's just what it is. I have no real problem with Juan Soto going to the Mets, but it made me like Juan Soto a little bit less. Like it made me feel like his time here didn't mean anything to him. Like it just made me appreciate him less. And I have trouble going back. Like I watch all of Giancarlo Stanton's home runs from the playoffs last year, and I'm like, yeah. But like the home run that Juan Soto hit, like it should be one of those ones that's on repeat or whatever. And I almost never watch it.
Yeah, it's so annoying because that home run that Soto hit was like epic. Like I was losing my mind when I was watching it, and now I don't even want to watch it anymore because it makes me sad. But yeah, totally true. I've heard this a lot on New York radio, and Juan Soto's a mercenary, straight up. Just went for the highest money, period. Now, if the Wilpons were still owning the Mets as the principal owners, do I think Juan Soto would be a Yankee? Yes, definitely. I think that he went to the highest bidder. I think that if the Chicago White Sox were bought by Jeff Bezos and he said, here's $800 billion to come play for the White Sox, he would go to the White Sox, and they're going to be terrible. So I definitely think he was just a mercenary, man. And a player's never going to sit up there and be like, well, they offered me the most money, so I signed here. They're not going to say that because it makes them seem like unrelatable. But I will say this, and I've had discussions with other people about this. I think Scott Boras is purely living off reputation at this point in name, because Juan Soto, it's like, how do you F that up? Yeah. Seriously, how do you mess that up? You can't. It's a generational talent, and all those other guys are getting deals that are like kind of so. Like Blake Snell got the one from the Dodgers, but there was that whole mishap with him going to the Giants, and then now he's with the Dodgers, and Bregman waited out a long time. Pete Alonso totally lost because he turned down a deal from the Mets for like $150. And he ends up there for like a 2-year deal or something. And then the other one was Jordan Montgomery. Totally nixed his free agency, and then he fired him. So it hasn't really been like that great for Scott Boras' core. I'm just saying. And Juan Soto, it's like his mom could have got that deal for him. He's Juan Soto. Like,
yeah. I could have got that deal. Deal. Although I would have steered him to. I wouldn't have told him about the $765 million offer. I'd be like, man, I don't know. Cohen won't go any higher. You better sign with the Yankees. Come on now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a night. It's Friday night. I know TK's got big stuff out there in California. This is my second podcast of the day. And to be completely honest, I feel like I'm gonna barf. Like I had a big meal like about an hour ago, and it's just not settling well. So we're gonna call it a night, and I'm gonna go do my old man stuff and maybe play a little of that new 2K golf game. So if anybody wants to hit me up, I'll put the name of my gamer tag in the chat. It's Streamski, STREAMSKI, and you can challenge me on 2K golf. I'll be probably playing all night. I'm addicted, nice. But TK, we'll have you back on again soon. We're about a month out from opening day. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see ya when we see ya.
See ya.
Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.